Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 11. Today for you I have a quick and easy holiday dessert. This recipe I originally had at my husband's aunt's, Aunt Jane, who is a wonderful cook. Aunt Jane is where our famous eggnog recipe comes from. I had this at her house and it was so different and unique. I had to have the recipe. And I made it a lot when the boys were young, and I haven't made it in years. And I thought it would be a fun one to share with you. Trying to stay quick and easy this whole month, and this is definitely a quick and easy recipe. Now, it's quick and easy to assemble. It does have to rest in the fridge overnight, so it does take a little bit of planning. But it's only like 5 ingredients and comes together quick. So let me show you what we need to make this. Now, Aunt Jane always called it a Yule log. It's not a Yule log in that traditional sense, because a Yule log is a Swiss roll decorated to look like a branch. So I don't know. We have to come up with a new name for this. So maybe you guys can help me with that and give me all the suggestions down in the comments below. It's very similar to a refrigerator cake if you've ever made one of those. So what we need are 18 graham crackers, and they need to be full sheets. If they're broken, not so great. You're going to need applesauce of your choice. You're going to need 2 cups. This is my homemade applesauce because it's what I have on hand. I meant to buy just some jarred applesauce at the store and I forgot. So we're going to use this. You also need 2 flavors of Jell-O. Now it is Christmas, so I'm going to use red and green. The Jell-O that I use are these simple mixes, because they are dye free. You know, they still have some crap ingredients in them, but like I have always said, always go for the better choice. And these are dye free, so you can get them right on Amazon. And last but not least, oh, I'm sorry, there's 2 more ingredients. You need some heavy whipping cream, and we also need a little bit of powdered sugar to make the whipped cream. So that's all we need for this, as of right now, unnamed dessert. I am counting on you guys to help me come up with the name for it. So let's get started making this dessert. The first thing we have to do is mix our Jell-O. So I have 2 bowls, 1 for each color. We're going to put the red in there, and the green in there. So the red is colored with beet powder, and the green is colored with spirulina and turmeric. And then instead of adding water to the gelatin, we are going to add applesauce. I know, it sounds crazy, but it works, trust me. This is a super kid-friendly dessert, I think. Now my applesauce is a little on the pink side because of the apples I used, and I left the peels on, so I hope it doesn't change the color too much. I'm not worried about the red, but I am worried about the green, but it is what it is. So we're going to add 1 cup of applesauce to each flavored Jell-O. I need to get a little bit more applesauce. Hang on. Okay, and we'll dump that in the green. Now we are just going to mix each one well. Now, if you use regular Jell-O, brand Jell-O, your colors will probably be a little bit more vibrant, but I'm okay with this. Okay, there's our red. And here's our green. Actually, those colors look pretty good. Okay. Now you want to get out a platter or something that is going to hold, let me adjust you here. Like I was saying, you want to have some sort of platter that's going to hold 2 graham crackers end to end. This is a little bit big, but I'd rather have it a little bit big than too small and not have the graham crackers laying flat. So we're going to add 2 graham crackers. And then we're going to take, so you can start with whatever color you want. I'm going to start with green. Just a chunk of apple in there. You want to take a 1/4 cup of your Jell-O. And spread it out on the graham cracker. I'm just going to use an offset spatula to gently spread it. You don't want it all the way to the edge because you don't want it to squoosh out. But you want to try to get it as even as you can. And then we're going to take 2 more graham crackers and put those right on top. And then we're going to take our red Jell-O and do the same thing. And spread that one out. So usually with an icebox cake, it's graham crackers and pudding, and you do it in a 9 by 13. And then go in again. You want to start and finish with graham crackers, and you're going to use 18 graham crackers. So keep going until all of your Jell-O, all of your graham crackers are used. To me, this is a very like vintage, old school dessert. At least I feel it is. It's got that vintage feel. To me, anything with Jell-O has that vintage feel to it. Another layer of red. And you just want to make sure you keep your stacks nice and straight.
Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased.
And there it is. There is our Jell-O stacked dessert, but we're not done yet. Now it's time to encase it in whipped cream. To make our whipped cream, we're going to do 2 cups of heavy cream. And I'm going to start whipping this. And once it starts to thicken a little bit, I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. Want to give this a quick stir. I do want to beat this. Usually I like my whipped cream a little bit soft set, but because we're going to use this to frost the entire thing, I want to whip it just a little bit, just on the verge of being over whipped. That is perfect. It's nice and stiff, but it's not completely over whipped. So once you over whip it, we start to get into butter territory. So So now we are just going to encase our entire dessert in our whipped cream. Now, the key to this is slow and steady. You do not want to disturb the graham crackers, so you want a nice light touch. And we do need to do all the way around and the sides and the ends. So we're just going to take it slow. Help it as we go. Now this is where it's actually a little better to have it soft set because it spreads a little easier, but I really want it stable. And I'm not getting into the whole stable whipped cream with the Jell-O and stuff. I'm not worried about the board. We'll clean that up when we're all done. But I just want to make sure it stays nice and stable.
Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I'm
Okay, I think that is pretty much done. I am just going to go in and clean it up a little bit. Yep, just using my finger. It's the easiest thing to do. And then tomorrow, we can even clean it up more before we serve it, but I think that looks pretty good. So there it is. Now, as far as decoration, you could do whatever you wanted. I think it would be really cute to maybe take some gumdrops and make a little wreath or something like off to the sides. Maybe get some dehydrated or freeze-dried, strawberries, crush them into powder and sprinkle that on the top. I'm actually thinking I'm just going to keep it really simple, and we're just going to put some Christmas jimmies on there because this month is all about easy peasy, right? And I realized when I bought these that I bought the mix, not just the plain straight jimmies. I don't generally like the mix because it has the little hard Christmas tree candies in there or whatever it is. Like sometimes it's candy canes. And I'm a Jimmy purist, but that's okay. It'll be fine. But this just gives it a little something, something. I am not going to go down the sides with it. Or all over the sides, I should say. And then we'll just put a few little bit on the plate just to make it pretty. And that's it. There is our unnamed dessert. We definitely have to come up with a name for this, guys. Store this in the fridge. I'm going to insert several toothpicks into the top, and you'll be able to just cover those little holes up tomorrow. It's not a big deal. And then cover this with plastic wrap. I'm just putting the toothpicks in so the plastic wrap does not cling to our whipped cream. But we still definitely want to have it covered in the fridge. Let me just get a couple more for the other side. Okay, I just covered it lightly with plastic wrap. And now it's going to go in the fridge overnight. And tomorrow we will have this for dessert. And I can't wait to show you what it looks like. So it is the next day and our log is done. Remember I asked you for names for it. Andrew came up with a good one. The Jewel log because of the colors of the Jell-O inside. So we are going to slice this up. I'll show you what it looks like and we'll get a family reaction. Here is the slice. So that is what it looks like. And let's get a reaction. So Doug, you had this growing up.
Yes, I did. And it's just like growing up.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Andrew, you had it when you were young. Do you remember it?
No, it's just like a wild mix of flavors, but in a good way.
Yeah, well, it's strawberry and lime. Generally, you would use cherry, but they don't make the cherry in the dye-free Jell-O, so it's strawberry. Adam?
It's very good. Here's what it reminds me of. Reminds me of like a Swiss roll, but like add a couple flavors. Because like the whipped cream tastes like the inside of a Swiss roll when you first bite into like the cake-ish part.
They're graham crackers.
the graham crackers, it kind of tastes like a Swiss roll. So,
Okay.
okay, Andrew does not agree with me, but I think he's full of it. So,
Okay, well, it's a thumbs up.
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so there it is, my friends. The Jewel Log, unless somebody can come up with a better name. I'm going to go eat mine. My friends, that is it. That is our little Christmas dessert. Let me know down below if you've ever made something like this. Let me know if you think you would try it. And definitely let me know if you have a better name than the Jewel Log. So, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you know someone who would like to see this video. And I will catch you guys in the next Vlogmas video.